Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
And my name is Heidi.
And congrats to our Patreon members that had listened to our Solana calls. We've been calling Solana for a very long time, and just my recent one, sold a bunch of other coins, dumped it into Solana, which has now turned into our third largest position. It's pretty incredible. Lots of bullishness to come. So I want to start this off. So people that are scared of like what's going on right now. Okay, Lark Davis, Crypto Lark, he says Bitcoin is up 62% this year. This is before the recent pump just now. So yeah, 62% this year. And some are acting like it's the end of the world.
This is actually deja vu from 2017. I remember the same thing, having to keep reiterating of it's still a bull run. Bitcoin is still the best performing asset of the decade. Still, 3 years later, that's still true.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens, people kind of...
They get spoiled.
Yeah, they see this huge run up and they get used to these crazy gains, which is totally like, you would never find this on regular traditional finance. And then people are just used to, it's not up 100% again. You know what I mean? So like, guys, just relax. It's fine. We have a long way to go, I think. And we will let everybody know when we start profit taking. But just keep in mind, we're probably not going to sell any Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep on to that. The rich get richer by not selling their assets, okay? And we will teach people how to not sell their assets and how to use your Bitcoin as collateral. That's fun.
Yeah, so this video is an AMA session. I aggregated a ton of questions from Patreon members. Also, a few of you who commented on the post on YouTube that I posted yesterday. A ton of questions. So this is actually going to be divided into 3 videos. And we're going to talk about profit-taking strategies, how to earn money during a bear market. You guys had a ton of good questions. So anyway, that's what this is about. Let's kick this off with a few of the questions from our Patreon members. I didn't make note of who was asking these. Sorry, I didn't do that this time, but maybe next time I will. Okay, first one is, I think this is a good one.
Sure.
In terms of your mental space and also being healthy physically.
Can I actually, guys, if you want to be on, if you want your name to be read off, let us know. If not, because a lot of people don't want their name to be read off, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you want your name to be read off, please let us know, and we'll go ahead and do that for you.
Yeah, for sure. Happy to.
Yeah.
I will say your name to the best of my ability.
Sure.
In terms of your mental space and also being healthy physically, what does true financial freedom feel like to you both in your own words? I feel it's interesting to hear it from both of your perspectives.
Want me to go first?
If you want to.
I mean, I think like when I first started, I was working my butt off. I was working 17 hours a day, 7 days a week, and literally putting it all into Bitcoin. Because I realized like, I think this is going to change the world. I don't know, obviously, but I'm going to give it a go. And, Bitcoin was like $70. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And if I don't make it, that's fine. But, I don't want to go back to a boss. I don't want to have to, go on these surf trips and stuff, which I love. I love surfing. And I don't want to have to keep going back to work. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like having a schedule or anything like that. And so, financial freedom is not having to worry about money, just being able to spend what you want, where you want it, and being able to lead people as well. So it's about living a great life. It's not about buying Lambos and stuff. Like Heidi and I, that's cool. We have friends with Lamborghinis. It's cool. It's fun once in a while for us. But for us, we just want to travel to like islands and stuff and just see beautiful places. We're more into experiences, like long-term experiences than short-term kind of pleasures or whatever.
Yeah. Kind of stole my answer a little bit there.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, it's very true. It's like the concept of financial freedom kind of goes along with that phrase, money doesn't buy happiness. This is something we actually have talked about a lot recently, especially going through this recent bull run and being able to take advantage of it like we have. For me, that whole concept of money doesn't buy you happiness. It's true if you like you don't have a drive in your life or a passion in your life. If you think, you know, like you feel kind of lost or like numb to the world or whatever, and if you think just getting more money, having a bigger number in your bank account or bigger number in your crypto wallets is going to instantly make you happy, it's not. So in that regard, that phrase is pretty accurate. But if you have something that you want to accomplish, if you you know, you're driven to contribute to this world however you can to help people or whatever, money can be a very helpful tool in achieving that. That's something that I've learned in the past 5-6 years of this channel.
It's been a while.
But yeah, in crypto in general, much longer. But yeah, it's great to be able to be your own boss. To instead of I was in the same, I mean, we were in the same boat for many years of traveling and having to go back and like, okay, is that the last trip I'm going to do? Like, how long is this actually sustainable? And I mean, you did it much longer than I did, but crypto has really been an elevating thing in our life where not only we aren't tied to any location to interact with crypto, it allows you to fund ways and yeah, create experiences that are going to last a lifetime, memories that you can never get back. Especially in a time now where we're seeing travel and a lot of freedoms are being eroded. You got to take advantage while you can. Yeah. So that's why we're always talking about, okay, if you have to take profits, do it in a way that's going to enrich your life, you know, get rid of debt, purchase property in a place that you want to be. And yeah.
All right, so next question.
Are you taking profits based on a timeline or price or both? If time can give you an idea, when? Impossible question, I know.
I mean, go for it.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about many times in past videos is this idea of being able to pinpoint the ideal top of that market is just not going to happen. Obviously, everyone knows we're in a bull market. If you invested during the accumulation phase, you have seen profits. If you're worried about when is the ideal time to take profits, and you have like 200% profit, which if you were investing in Bitcoin when it was at like 10,000, 20,000 even, you can take some profits and like not be hurting. If you're really paranoid about missing your chance, I'm not saying cash out everything right now. I think we still have plenty more to go in this bull run, especially if this is turning into a super cycle, which it very well could be, with the narrative of Bitcoin changing, with the utility that we're seeing with DeFi and the ability for people to create passive income. It's a different market than it was in 2017, definitely. So we're looking at a timeline based on past market cycles when it should end. We also have some price points in mind for Bitcoin. And then if it hits that point, then we're like going to take out some alts because they're going to follow. A person had a good comment talking about, you know, dollar cost averaging out of a position during a bull run and not being able to pinpoint the perfect time to cash out is like using birdshot. You got to get a big spread, and you'll find success that way too. It's like it's not a zero-sum game in crypto for like one coin wins all. And it's the same thing with investing, when to take profits and when to reinvest. You can do it generally and still win. This is a brand new market. It's so young. A lot more people can invest and will invest in the future. A lot more industries and technologies are going to be disrupted by blockchain technology, and that means new investment opportunities as well. It's great.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to tell our Patreon members when we're going to get out, what we're doing within 5 minutes of what we're doing. And so, you know, with that said, you know, I think the first time that we are probably going to take profits with alts will be, you know, when we feel that our needs are met, like with the profits that we've had. You know, we've kind of figured out our lifestyle where we want it, and we will start taking profits once we have met that area of price. But I mean, it's really difficult because we have so many different coins that we hold on to. So, you know, you can't tell the top for every one of these coins, you know, it's impossible. Like, I mean, some coins reach, you know, all-time highs and then drop, and then another one's at all-time high, like our calls, you know, like our trade calls the other day, like, you know, I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, maybe people think, oh, they're geniuses or whatever. But no, we don't know. I just see where things could be headed, and that's where I put my money. And then when I see that we can take some profit, then I go ahead and take some profit. And you know, just taking profit, that's not the end of it, guys. Like, you can go on to BlockFi or Binance or whatever, and you can, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, some centralized place that you can put some of your fiat in there. I'm not talking Bitcoin. I'm not selling Bitcoin, but your fiat, and you can make like 8 to 20% or something, or even more sometimes. It depends on what you farm. So yeah, there's so many opportunities now with this bull run that we didn't have in the last 2 that I've experienced. Man, I wish we had this stuff when I was first doing this.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was I don't think I met anybody that knew what Bitcoin was for the first year and a half or 2 years of me in Bitcoin. It was really freaking lonely.
It's lonely being an early adopter.
So lonely, man. And whatever.
Okay. And make sure they're both recording. This is an interesting one. With Ethereum going proof of stake soon, all the GPU hash rate on it will have to be redirected somewhere else. Which coin/project? Oh, sorry, before I end that, also, if you guys are interested in our take more in depth on profit-taking strategies during a bull run, if you're a CT Club member, I highly recommend you check out the class titled Profit-Taking Strategies. I did little snippets of that class on YouTube, like how to handle a bull run or something like that. It's one of my playlist options. But if you want the full class, check it out on Patreon. So with Ethereum going proof of stake soon, all the GPU hash rate on it will have to be redirected somewhere else. Which coin or project do you think is going to benefit from this? I think Ethereum Classic, because it's not going proof of stake, it's staying proof of work. A lot of people, myself included, consider Ethereum Classic the original Ethereum due to what happened in 2015 and the DAO attack and all of that happened. Ethereum, as we know it now, is actually the new version of Ethereum. It's a really interesting thing to check out. But
that wasn't a pleasant night.
No.
Let's just say that the least.
But that was, I think,
when was that?
2015.
Oh my gosh, I remember waking up going, why is Ethereum crashing from $20 down to $7? What the heck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? I remember we were in Tahiti at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? Wow, I just lost half. But I'm like, okay, just buy more.
But it is true that GPU hash rate will have to go somewhere. So basically, hash rate means security for a network. So maybe it'll just be dispersed into different places. I'm not sure it'll go to Bitcoin.
I disagree with your call on ETC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I just...
A lot of people see it as a hedge against Ethereum because it's going to stay.
It is a hedge. It's a hedge, but it's not going to take... All the devs that are working for ETH are not going to be like migrating over to ETC, the classic chain.
But
you know?
Ether Classic is having all those 51% attacks because the hash rate there is so low. It's very easy and cheap to do. It's actually, if you look at the cost of most of these other cryptocurrency networks that are proof of work, it's very cheap to do a 51% attack outside of Bitcoin, which is why we're holding Bitcoin forever. But
yeah.
So maybe it goes to Ethereum Classic and it becomes a little bit better because there's not as easy to do. What do you
see? This is what we do on like literally a daily basis. Every multiple times a day, we're always discussing like this, and even with our friends that have been in this space forever. I mean, I tell my friends, like, guys, start a YouTube channel. You guys will kill it.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are the smartest guys around. And but yeah, we pretty much discuss things like this, and a lot of times we don't agree, and then sometimes we come to a consensus and it works out.
Then we make a video about it.
Yeah. So
so what do you think then?
I just think
you can't disagree and not put an alternative out there.
For sure. Okay, so Ether is going to, stake, go to proof of stake.
Yeah, so the computing power isn't going to be competing anymore.
Give it a year or two if that's what it takes for them to do that, and then it'll be fine. Like whether or not, they fork.
No, I'm saying it's saying the consensus is going to be met based on your stake, not based on your computing power. So there's all these people that invested in computing power for mining Ethereum. So what are they going to do with that investment of computing power? If it doesn't go to Ethereum, where are they going to assign it? Where are they going to be mining?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I don't know. But they still have 2 years to figure that out.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go to Ethereum Classic.
Okay, yeah. No. I don't think it's going to go to Ethereum Classic. But we have like a little bit of Ethereum Classic.
Yeah, I got a hedge.
Tiny bit.
Always be hedging. Oh, that's another t-shirt idea. We've got some ideas for merchandise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it. Next question. Could we have read the dip from last Saturday? Were there any indicators? Are there signs we can check ourselves to read dips like that? So, talking about charts, it's not something Toby and I do, really. We pay attention to utility, different kind of fundamentals, not the technical analysis. That's why we've had our friend Jason Pizzino on our channel several times now. He is a TA expert guy. He does read the charts. So I encourage you to check out the videos that we've had on our channel involving him, as well as his channel itself, Jason Pizzino. That's it on YouTube. I can put a link to it down below in the video description as well. But yeah, he's pretty solid. And I remember he was, when that dip was happening last Saturday, he was on it. He was going live and talking about it. So check out what he has to say. I know, we should have stayed live and like done a reaction to it.
I know.
Dang
Gosh.
it. Next time.
Yeah.
Next question. And if I can have a cheeky second question, okay, same person. What other YouTubers do you watch or recommend, and what news sites or sources do you follow? So for me, news sites, I go to cryptopanic.com. It's like a crypto news aggregate site. It just posts video or links to the videos and to like articles that are involving cryptocurrency on a minute-by-minute basis. So it's good for me to see like the trend of what people are paying attention to kind of decipher, okay, what's an angle I can take on that or whatever, like what's the general commentary happening on crypto. What are some good YouTubers that you've listened to?
Well, I don't really listen to a lot of YouTubers just because like my friends are like almost better than them.
Yeah.
And so like I have really good friends in this space that have been involved with this space for a very long time, and they are some of the top people I've ever met. So as far as YouTubers, you know, Jason's a good friend.
There's a few that you listen to though that people like a resource for other people to go to. You know what I mean?
So like if you want a resource, then go on my Twitter. JustStackSats. JustStackSats.
Go to Twitter, JustStackSats.
Yeah. And then you can look under like who I follow, and those are pretty much the people that I listen to, because it's real time. You know, they're like they tweet, "Wow, this was done 30 seconds ago." Like, okay, let's see, because things are always changing in this space. So if you watch a YouTube video, it might be irrelevant, you know, like by the time it gets out sometimes.
Yeah, especially if they're doing news things.
Yeah.
Also, again, if you're a Patreon member, we did a recent class on who we pay attention to in this crypto space, so you might find that one super helpful. I haven't made an edit of that for YouTube yet, so it's just exclusive for Patreon members.
I should say, one guy that I didn't like at the beginning, now I actually really like. And I do actually listen to some of the links that my friends send me is Michael Saylor. I think like if he will give you pretty much a doctorate degree in economics if you listen to that guy. The guy is incredibly smart.
I like his take on the concept of free education for everyone via the internet. I think that's great.
But also explain like the longer term fundamentals for Bitcoin. You know, for instance, one of the things that I learned and really took from him was where he talks about, you know, regardless of the supply or regardless of the price of what's happening with Bitcoin, the supply always stays the same. You know, that's like no other asset in the world. There's no other asset that when the supply is the same, the price is going up, or vice versa. With gold, people are like, oh, with gold, or hold on. I'm like, no. Once the price of silver starts going up, if it ever does, if the London Metals Exchange ever lets it go, then you know people are going to be like, oh, we got to mine some silver, or we got to mine some gold, and you know that's when the supply goes up. So with Bitcoin, no, and that's what makes it so bullish. It's crazy how bullish that is. I don't think people understand. Like, this is part of the reason why we're not going to sell our Bitcoin, guys. Like, I'm not selling that crap. Like, never. So,
But also talking about other good resources or perspectives that you can learn from crypto.
Yeah.
One newsletter that I've subscribed to is ARCA, ARCA. It's pretty good. It's free, but it's interesting. He talks about stocks sometimes too, but he had one a few days ago talking about Dogecoin, and I loved it. I thought that was a good newsletter. Also, speaking of newsletters, I have one as well. It's free. There's a link to it down below in the video description, or just go to learningcrypto.com. Comes out every Sunday. I give my little tidbits of what's happening with crypto and all the links for the videos of that week. If YouTube ever decides to ban us, that is where you will find out where to follow us if you guys want to keep in touch. So be sure to join that. It's free.
yeah.
Okay, next question. I got a couple more here. What do seasoned investors, I think that's the key, seasoned investors generally do if they feel the bull run is over? Sell everything for stablecoins, keep their Bitcoin and Ethereum and sell the rest, only sell percentage of their holdings. What's your knee-jerk reaction to that?
I mean, it differs for each person, you know.
Depends on your risk.
Even seasoned investors will be selling some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's not
everything.
Everything. Yes, some will sell everything because I mean, if you're saying seasoned, that means maybe like they've been through a couple bulls and bears, you know. Some people might be like, all right, I'm over it, like it's giving me a headache because they're so addicted to the prices. They just don't want to go. They have PTSD maybe from the 2007 or 18, 19 bear run. So for us, I love this space. Like I enjoyed that bear market. I really did. People are like, oh, when's the bear? You know, like, oh, you're an idiot for buying at 9,000 or 8,000 or 7,000. I'm like, good, call me an idiot, you know, like whatever. I know where this space is headed. I mean, we literally renounced our U.S. citizenship because we knew the space would go ballistic.
And we wanted to participate as freely as possible with crypto, not being banned by all these platforms. And
So with that said, for us, we're probably going to sell most of our altcoins. Yeah, and we're going to put that maybe probably into Bitcoin as well as you know, different stable coins that can give us an interest-bearing account. But we will tell everybody exactly what we're doing.
Okay, so basically it's a mixture of the second and third option that you listed. Keep your Bitcoin and Ethereum, sell the rest, and also sell a percentage of their holdings. For me, a seasoned investor means that you've already accumulated a decent amount of the solid cryptocurrencies, the safe cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So in that way, like I mean, for me, a seasoned investor means you're a hodler, right? Maybe a hodler last resort. So you're not going to sell everything, especially for a stable coin if it's fiat backed. There's a lot of things to do with stable coins. I could probably do another video on it. A lot of people are asking about it. But for us, we are happy to have invested so early that we have a decent holding in Bitcoin and Ethereum, so then we can play with the altcoins, take the profits from those altcoins, put it into a stable option, or like you said, an interest-bearing account, earn money during a bear market, use that as dry powder to accumulate more during a bear market or the accumulation phase before the next bull run.
I'm
Sounds
looking for
easy,
the bear
but
market.
it takes patience and it takes awareness that markets move in cycles. Okay, one question I believe you've talked about before about dumping altcoins before the next bear market, but are some altcoins you plan to hold through the next bear market, like you plan to hold Bitcoin, like for very long term? For example, I like ADA, DOT, Solana, and File longer term, but this is my first bull run.
Great, you're doing epic. Those are.
He's a Patreon member, so he gets.
I'm like, oh wait a second. That's what I would probably be holding
those
too.
are generally. I don't know so much about DOT. It's got and same with Sol. It is very promising. We like what's happening now, but it is brand stinking new. It has a lot to prove itself in my eyes. It's a little early for me to consider that one like 5 to 10 year old.
Oh, that's a
I think
5 to 10 years is a long way, Heidi.
No,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why for me, I don't know yet. It could be. I'm much more comfortable with Filecoin long term. Absolutely. ADA, if they roll out some things and actually have some smart contracts, that would be cool. What kind of network effect they can do.
Gavin Wood's my hero, so DOT.
I mean, for me,
I like DOT.
For me, I am comfortable saying my long-term holds are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Filecoin. just from utility of Filecoin, the network effect of Ethereum, and the network security of Bitcoin. I think those are go-tos.
Sure.
Okay. If you knew we were definitely entering a long bear market soon, what would be your exit strategy recommendation for newbies? Again, I'm going to recommend, since you are a Patreon member, check out the class, Profit-Taking Strategies. We talk about a lot of different options. We've done plenty of live streams talking about it as well. So yeah, it's going to depend on if you're still trying to accumulate your position. You're going to want to try to take profits at the top, lock it into a stable coin. When it drops, buy back in. But keep in mind, it's really good for you to take a look at the entire timeline of, say, Bitcoin, and notice the patterns of the bull run after it ends. There's a big peak, it drops like 50%, 60%, and then it goes up a little bit, and then it drops. And the overall correction from the very top to the very bottom for the past 3 bull runs is 80 to 85%. Keep that in mind.
I think this time is different.
It could be different. This could be
I think so.
Even if this is a super cycle, which we've done a video on that before. Go ahead and search our channel for when we're talking about super cycles as a title. Even if it's a super cycle, it's not going to last forever. It will end, and when that happens, you need to have a plan in place so you can be proactive rather than reactive, and you're like freaking out because you don't know when you should be taking profits, what it looks like when you need to be doing that. I know, like we did, I did that past edit of a live stream a few days ago. Everyone's saying like, oh, it's FUD or whatever. It's not FUD. It's human nature. It's how markets work or in cycles. Especially cryptocurrency investors and traders are hyper emotional, and it reflects it in the market patterns. So it's going to be cyclical, and you should know what to do with your profits. Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning into this video. Check out the one coming out tomorrow. We're basically going through all these questions one by one. This ends it for the first video. We'll see you tomorrow for the next one.
Stay disobedient, please.
If you're enjoying these videos, if you like our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe with the like button. And also check out our Patreon if you like, or the newsletter. It's free and it's all gravy. So
It's all gravy. See you guys.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.